Hi everyone, my name is Alan and I'm Meewasin's Manager of Design and Development. Meewasin is a steward of the River Valley and Saskatoon area, working to balance human use and conservation over a 67 square kilometer area. This includes over 90 kilometers of trail that have been developed over the last 40 years. Our staff works year-round to ensure the health and vibrancy of the Meewasin Valley for our community and visitors to enjoy. As a non-profit, we couldn't continue the work we do without the amazing support of the community and our dedicated donors. Our priorities with all of our planned trail enhancements include upgrading aging infrastructure, addressing user capacity by increasing existing trail widths and filling gaps, improving safety, accessibility, and access, improving aesthetic appeal, and retaining and enhancing natural features. We're excited to share an upcoming project with you that will enhance Meewasin Trail through the downtown, from Friendship Park, riverfront, where we're standing right now, all the way to the Shakespeare site. Given the complexity of this project, we anticipate it being done over a number of phases as funding becomes available.
Overall, this project will result in a net gain of vegetated areas, with new plantings of 3 times more area than are planned for removal. New plantings will focus on a diverse mix of trees and shrubs, using mostly native plants. Removals are planned in Friendship Park and some shrubby vegetation around the Belvedere.
Work throughout the remainder of the site has been planned to minimize vegetation impacts.
New site furniture, lighting, and signage is included throughout this project. The first part of the Downtown Trail Enhancements is Friendship Park, which includes the green space from the traffic bridge to the Broadway bridge. Planning for trails in this area incorporates significant changes relative to the city's planned permanent festival site. We have worked closely with City Administration and their project team to develop a plan that meets the needs of both projects. Our presentation will focus on the components that are relevant to the trail enhancements. Looking at this site in more detail, starting from the west, you will see a new plaza space planned for the high ground at the traffic bridge side, at the intersection of Spadina and 3rd. The plaza space would include a new kilometer zero marker, the starting point for our entire trail network, with plaza space around it, bench seating areas, and new street trees planned for Spadina Crescent heading east. From that open plaza space, you have great views down to the river, and as you go down the slope, we propose new seat walls that you can sit on and enjoy the views of the river, have your lunch, that sort of thing. Near the bottom, we are proposing new planting areas of some low vegetation so that we maintain those views and have some vegetated cover. A new lookout is planned here, providing great views to the traffic bridge and river. The remainder of the space would be open grass as it is currently. The connection down to River Landing under the traffic bridge would remain the same, with a widened trail heading east through the site, essentially where the trail is currently. The trail coming down from the plaza follows the new alignment of Spadina Crescent and meets the lower trail west of the festival site stage. Behind the stage area, we have a viewpoint that takes advantage of the proximity to the river to provide excellent views in both directions. The trail here wraps around the back side of the stage area, so the trail can remain open even during festival events. This area will provide opportunities for informal setups, such as food trucks. From here, we transition into the space under the Broadway bridge, which is currently in pretty rough shape, which is in need of some significant improvements. As Spadina has shifted to the south, the trail also now has moved over to be directly adjacent to the bridge. The space under the Broadway bridge is also a prime opportunity to add some specialty lighting to really brighten up that space, and opportunities for public art. So murals, that sort of thing, on the bridge structure itself to really enhance that space and liven it up. You'll see in this area, with the reconfiguration for festival site use, the full redevelopment of the river edge zone. This includes new riparian plantings from the trail down to the river. Heading east from the Broadway bridge, we enter Kiwanis Park South, a beautifully landscaped, treed area with some significant cultural history, including the Kiwanis Memorial. In context, we have Spadina Crescent coming through, the river, existing trail, and off to the right, or the east part of the section, is the Delta Besborough Hotel, their green space and parking lot. We don't propose any significant changes to the park itself through this project, We are basically maintaining what's there existing. That includes the Vimy Memorial and green space around it. As the trail under the bridge has shifted south, it will enter Kiwanis Park on a new alignment, curving back to meet the existing alignment very quickly. The trail through here to the Vimy is planned to be 6 meters wide, with benches located in much the same locations as they are currently. Once we pass the Vimy area, there is an opportunity to split the trail into two 3-meter wide trails, bringing trail users closer to the river and the views. The western leg of this section is where the trail runs currently. Near the Vimy, we propose to replace the existing drinking fountain, and existing vegetation from the trail down to the river will be enhanced with new plantings. Numerous changes are proposed in the temporary boat launch area, which is part of the festival site plan. Here, through the central zone of Kiwanis Memorial Park, we are right around the Delta Besborough and the Meewasin Rink. As we come in from Kiwanis Memorial Park South, we talked about the split trail with two 3-meter wide sections. When we get to this point, it really becomes challenging due to grades and mature trees to widen the existing trail. Given the extent and the value of the existing vegetation through this zone, we don't really want to impact these significantly. Our plan here is to resurface the trail where it sits. It's about 3 meters wide, and really look at creating a new and different amenity here, which is a boardwalk, continuing through this zone between two new lookouts proposed. The lookouts would be probably a concrete paver type surface with railings and new seating opportunities, transitioning to a wooden boardwalk that really gets you through this zone in a different way, to a new seating node at the other end, with a new lookout sort of halfway along that route. Very similar in some respects to the boardwalk you can see down by the weir, this one is, I'd say, double that width and double that length.
The Kiwanis Memorial Park central section, if you look from the Besborough side of things here, you've got Besborough Gardens, their fence, which is all existing. This is where the trail is currently, and our plan here is to essentially enhance that where it sits, put in some new trail lighting. We've got a 4-meter wide boardwalk with a new lookout proposed halfway through, really working that boardwalk around the existing vegetation to maintain it as much as possible. Existing vegetated riparian zone then would continue through down to the South Saskatchewan River. To the north of the Besborough, we've got the existing trail splitting, so we want to resurface that one leg that goes closer to the rink, to the west of the fountain that exists there currently. And as we're along the riverfront, or a little closer to the river, going to a 6-meter wide where we can, and then splitting again to address some of those existing trees through that zone that we want to maintain. So we'll resurface the trail where it sits, which is about 2 meters wide, and then go with a 4-meter closer to the river through that zone to avoid those trees, and provide us opportunities for new plantings between the new trail and the existing stone wall that's there just below that. And as we come through this zone, we've got existing picnic areas down here and some existing stairs that we want to remove and provide picnicking opportunities back in here around the water fountain area. This is the section of trail in Kiwanis Memorial Park North. So that's between Spadina Crescent and the river, and between 24th and 23rd. In this zone, the trail is essentially widening as much as possible where it currently sits. So that's about 5, hopefully 6 meters in some zones. Given the existing retaining wall through this area, we want to improve those bench bays that are currently there by pushing them back a bit and modifying the wall to accommodate that. And 23rd Street is a significant change. Currently there's no access between that existing plaza and the lower trail. So we've got our streetscape, that plaza with the existing sculpture that's there, and an old set of stairs currently right there that are not working terribly well in terms of getting people from the upper area to the lower area. Our plan here is to enhance that upper plaza, so increasing those views, putting in 4-meter wide set of stairs, and a switchback of ramps to give you full accessibility. At the lower trail, we're proposing a new lookout to improve access and views down to the river with a change in hard surfacing there to note that difference. New vegetation is also proposed on both sides of the stairs and on all different sides of those ramp systems. As we continue through here, we get to the Thompson Belvedere. The building currently sits right there, and our proposed changes include retaining that where it sits. But as we come through here, we have some very steep sections and very narrow sections of trail. And our plan is really not to change the one section, the narrow and steep section, but to really make improvements to the bridge and the transition of the trail through that zone. So as you come through there currently, you come to a split. What we want to do is widen this bridge and both sections of trail through there to 4 meters, a new accessible connection to the Belvedere on the north side, and then going through 4-meter wide connection back to the intersection of 24th and Spadina. The other thing proposed here is a new lookout, essentially where the current lookout is located, again providing good river views. In order to widen the bridge and trail through this section, we need to do some regrading, which means also some removal of vegetation. So once we're done with the trail widening, we would propose to replant that section through around the Belvedere and also around the lookout. Part of the work around the Belvedere would be some enhanced specialty lighting to really brighten that space up and provide fully accessible route through here. Currently it doesn't meet accessibility standards. We are planning on this being 5% or less, and really making that bridge section of trail the primarily used trail through that zone, and having this existing piece that's really narrow and steep as a secondary option for folks. This is the last section of the Downtown Trail Enhancements that connects from 24th intersection, just off the map there, following the existing alignment of trail to Kinsmen Park, Riverfront, and Shakespeare. Our proposal here is really just to widen the trail in place as much as possible, with new vegetation proposed through that zone and down in here. Also looking at armoring that shoreline through this zone from the University Bridge down to Shakespeare. New lighting, of course, which is typical for all of the downtown sections of trail, is new pathway lighting, and some opportunities for enhancements under that University Bridge, which could include some specialty lighting, some public art opportunities, that sort of thing.
The Downtown Trail development is part of an upcoming fundraising campaign. We could not do the work we do without our amazing donors, so look out for an opportunity to support Meewasin in the near future.